Hey guys, how's it going? New video from Passive Passion Online Income. This is Qasim coming from Dubai. Yes, in a new location. In case if you guys are wondering where I am, I'm at the Ramada Hotel. I came here actually to visit my friend, a good friend who has actually become a mentee now, a mentee and a student of mine who is learning the self-publishing business, and very soon he's gonna start crushing it. Wait and see. So I decided to make this video just to basically introduce you to him, and at the same time I want you guys to hear out his thoughts. What are the reasons that prompted him to get started with this sort of a business, and what his goals are, where he sees himself in the next 6 to 12 months from here. We've actually customized a plan that is going to allow him to reach to that level where he makes 6 figures consistently, and that's the goal. So I'm going to be discussing quite a lot of stuff, okay, over the course of this video. But without any further ado, let me introduce and welcome my friend Faris, please.
Hey Qasim.
Guys, this is Faris Isaac. Okay.
Hey guys.
True gentleman, a very business savvy guy. He has actually started quite a lot of businesses in his career initially. However, things worked out well, but wasn't able to sustain, for a pretty long time. And it was lately that he realized the humongous potential that the e-commerce industry had, and decided to go full throttle, decide to invest in himself, by getting himself educated, learning all the nitty-gritty details of the process so that he can capitalize on it well. Okay, so I'm gonna be interviewing Faris now and asking him all those general basic questions, and more importantly those introspective questions which prompted him to get started with the self-publishing business. So Faris, welcome to my channel, Passive Passion Online Income. First question, Faris, what are the reasons that actually prompted you to get started with the self-publishing business in particular? But however, before you answer this particular question, just tell me a little bit about, especially for our viewers, what was the first business that you started with, and some reasons why it didn't do well, and eventually what brought you to this e-commerce route or journey?
Sure. Again, it's very wonderful to be on your channel. I'm pretty honored, and thank you for giving me this chance actually. See, just to give you an idea of my life, when I started, my first business was an event management company back in India. We started with 5 partners and we did really well, but it was a learning phase. We were 22, we were young, we were making a lot of mistakes. We did quite a lot of fun stuff, and we did learn a lot about business relationships and how to run a business on the fly, making decisions, making calls which are unexpected, and being accountable for those decisions. Fortunately or unfortunately, for whatever reason, we had to split up, and we all went our separate ways, and I came to Saudi, and then I started another a part-time business is what you could call it. It was installation of substations. We were taking a part of the project and trying to complete it. That was a little bit too technical and too complicated. There were a lot of logistical issues, a lot of operational issues, which again is a learning experience, because you learn from your mistakes. So I didn't think that it was feasible or sustainable for me in that environment. And meanwhile I was working as well. So 8 years since I've come to Saudi, I've been working with the company, slowly progressing in my career, and I've reached where I am right now, where I'm comfortable and happy. I don't have any issues, but I do have the drive to be better. My only policy in life is that I have to make some form of progression every year. So it should be financially, personally, or within yourself. So if you're not making that progression, then you have to take action, right? And how I know Qasim from a very long time, and we are very good friends, and we have a lot of history together as well. So I know him personally. However, I got to know about his self-publishing business maybe around 3 months, 4 months back, through his Facebook posts and his videos on YouTube and all that. So before I approached him, I did do my research, try to understand what passive income is all about, what is this kind of online business, because there is a mindset with everyone that initially an online business, everyone is skeptical about it, but all the successful people have taken risks, calculated risks, not uninformed, ignorant risks.
Exactly.
So I did my research, and then I understood that there is a potential in the market, and I understood that this is a legitimate business. And then what I did, I called up Qasim after 3 years of non-communication. The last time I had called him was when he was working for another company. So I called him and I asked him, Qasim, I'm interested in what you're doing. This is verbatim. Like there was no hi, hello, how have you been doing, blah blah blah. No, none of that bullshit. It was basically, what is it that you're doing? I'm interested. How can I get in? This was the 3 questions that I asked him. He ran down the whole process and told me what it is all about, and that he has a mentorship program and the whole shebang. So it was easy for me, maybe not easy for you because I know him personally, so it was easier decision for me to take. I did have questions and objections within my family and also within my friend circle. But when you take when you do your own research, because many of the guys that are there with you, around you, will not do the research. They are based on a stereotypical image or a narrow-minded thinking, that they are not open enough to understand what that business is all about. So when you hear the term online business, they think it's a risk. There's a lot of fraud happening, a lot of scams happening and cons happening in the market, which is understandable. But there are legitimate businesses. There are people making money online, and it's the next step in business, right? Physical space will soon be obsolete. The whole idea is to go into a digital space where you have less assets and less overheads, and you can manage a business on a laptop from your home, from your vacation home, wherever it is. So I approached Qasim and he offered me the mentorship program. Even though he's my friend, I did my research and then I approached him, and he told me his fees, and I accepted it, because it doesn't matter if you're a friend or whatever. What he is providing me is with his time, and what he's saving me is the time that I would take to set up my own stuff, right? Set up my own accounts, set up my own processes, then the pains of failure, right? So if you already have a person who has already invested his money and time in going through failures and getting on track with his process, which works now, and it's a proven concept, you would rather have his support and invest that support for yourself, so that you can you can save yourself from all the troubles while learning the whole process. So it's a two-way thing, right? You learn the mistakes that you are potentially making through his guidance. Okay. So you're saving your time and money in that particular aspect. So I approached him and then I said, okay, let's go all in. Good. Let's and that's how I started his mentorship.
Wonderful. So guys, 2 things that I want to basically emphasize on, or basically elaborate on. One is, as you heard it, Faris was saying that there were a lot of objections for family and friends. Now you need to understand, when you get started as an entrepreneur is pretty much a lonely journey. All right, you wouldn't get the kind of support which you expect to get, mainly from your kith or kin. All right, and that is quite obvious, mainly for the reason that most of them, I would say 90% of them, haven't experienced or been through that journey. So if they do encounter or hear something that you are going to be part of, which for them, basically leads to all these inhibitions, then they are definitely going to discourage you. Because obviously, when you talk about parents, family, friends, they don't want anything bad to happen to you. They only want you to always be comfortable. They want you to have the best life that you can think of. However, here's the saying: if you do not take calculated risks, do your research, do your study, and start a business of your own, you're always going to be part of that rat race forever.
And just to add, failure is part of it. You have to go through it to be better.
Exactly. I was talking with Faris a few days ago and I told Faris that, see, when I got started with the self-publishing business, of course, it took me roughly about 8 to 12 months to figure out the whole business thoroughly, Now, if I started this business with a bang, all right, I would have taken the success to my head. And that could have been detrimental for me, because I wouldn't have respected my business the way I do, all right, and also the way my mentees and students do. Because when you start taking your business for granted, and when you stop respecting your business, very soon you would notice that you are making profits from your business. Any business that you run has to be making profits. Now, how to do it, how to go around it, it all comes down to you, your team, and your mentor, end of the day. And this is what my forte or my expertise brings into the table, okay? Coming back to the point, remember that whatever business you want to get started with, do your due diligence, do your research, study the concept properly, thoroughly, so that you can get into it. And if you're getting into something, don't get into it just to test the waters, just to learn the ropes. Go with it with your full heart and soul, all right? With the pursuit of excelling in that particular venture. Don't go with a purpose of just showing off people. Don't go with the purpose of just doing it because this Tom, Dick, and Harry did it, all right? And you want to prove a point to someone else. No, don't do that. Go with the goal of transforming your life. Now, what could that be? That could be perhaps having the passive income that you've been dreaming of. It could be to get that financial freedom that you've been seeking over these years. It could be to be your own boss. Get up whenever you like, go to work whenever you like, do whatever you like. And number fourth is, the fourth reason will be to use that venture or to use this self-publishing business as a stepping stone and then start multiple business from there on. So remember that entrepreneurship is going to be a lonely journey, all right, for many of you, for many of us, all right? So don't let that intimidate you, all right? Don't let that petrify you, but instead, let that be the sole reason to get you out of that couch, okay, and take action. Second thing that I wanted to talk about was mentorship. Okay, now you see what happens is you can try to figure things out on yourself, all right? Even with the self-publishing thing, you can take a course, you can go through it. However, chances are 70 to 80%, or I would say 70 to 90% chances are you will get stuck. You would need guidance in between. You would need a mentor's help or a mentor's assistance. So this is why I always tell people to invest in a mentor. I did the same. I invested in a total of 3 different mentors who were good in 3 different niches, all right, in the self-publishing industry. And based on whatever knowledge or expertise I garnered, it has only helped me and it has only transformed my self-publishing business, which in return is being used and rendered to my mentees and students around the world. So invest in a good mentor, guys, because that mentor can help you save or basically help you prevent making those silly mistakes that any newbie, beginner, or novice makes. Your time, your money, your effort, everything can be put into good use. So take these things into consideration before getting started on a journey. You see, the best part with this digital information technological revolution is that you've got access to so many A-class options. When I say A-class option, it comes down to training courses, it comes down to mentors, it comes down to the A-grade teams that you can hire, invest in, and make use of for your businesses. There are a plethora of opportunities, guys, but it's all about learning the right process, learning the right technique, and then executing them. Make sure to take action. Make sure to deploy whatever resources you have to deploy at the right place and time. Make sure to execute the action at the given time. Make sure that you stick to your goals. Make sure that you stick to the plans and execute them well. So talking about mentorship, fellas, is this the first time you're investing in a mentor, or has there been someone else that you invested in before and then it didn't work out? Or
well, I haven't personally invested in a mentor, but I have been mentored by many people in my life, okay, in my career, okay, and elsewhere as well. But
pretty much general information. I would
correct.
say,
It's general
nothing
information.
specific,
It's not specialized. What it does is it helps you polish the rough edges, but it doesn't give you the skills needed to make the money that you wish to make. It doesn't matter about money, but it could be about your confidence, your self-confidence, and the whole, the whole character of your being. I've never heard of mentorship before, to be very honest, and I've never heard of paying someone to be your mentor, right? It sounds very conflicting emotionally or mentally. It depends on there are a lot of aspects to it. But when you look at the bigger picture, right? Now they're using their experience to help you, right? So they have to gain something in return. Obviously, that's how it works. So if you are a business entrepreneur and you have reached a certain level and you don't know, you have run out of ideas, and you don't have any direction of where you want to go, and you're stuck, actually a mentor does come in handy. Just for instance, from today, when he came here to set up the accounts, to set up the various documentation needed to establish this particular business, would have saved me 2 months of research and time. It would have saved me so much of stress thinking about whether this is the right option, or whether I should go for another option, or what are the facilities available, then comparing the facilities, understanding what their reviews are, and all that kind of nitty-gritty details that will stress you out for a period of 2 months.
Okay.
But with Qasim's mentorship, what it helped me was cut to the chase. Right? Use this, use this, use this. So these are the right platforms that have worked for him. And if he's going to help you with that, you got the right resources.
Right. So now moving forward, guys, I'll tell you what kind of plan I've made for Faris. All right, now we've devised a plan wherein I'm gonna call this more of a road to the 10K milestone. So we are going to be working in phases. I'm not going to divulge much details because of course he's paid me for that, and I don't want anyone to get freebies out of it. All right. So basically we are going to be working in phases. Phase 1 is where I'm going to be taking Faris to a level where he's going to be making a minimum of $3,000. Phase 2 is where he's going to be making somewhere between $5,000 to $8,000, and then from phase 3 it's going to be somewhere between 7 to 10 grand per month. All right. So it's more of a progressive journey, all right, step by step, because anyone that comes to me, and I'm telling this once again, this isn't a get rich quick scheme. This isn't network marketing. This isn't MLM networking or MLM marketing or whatever you want to think of. All right, this is a proper legit business of publishing books on Amazon.com and different other retail stores online. All right, so get this into your head now. If you still are living in this so-called world of fallacy where you think publishing is all about networking and hiring people under you. I mean, it just I just cringe when people come to me and ask me these silly questions again and again. But then sometimes I tell myself it's not their fault, it's just that they haven't been educated enough. You see, I don't want to sound very harsh or rude to anyone, but it's just that now if I come across something, all right, now without doing my proper research, and if I'm gonna go and approach someone or hire this person's services as a mentor, all right, I would at least make sure to find and study the subject properly, or perhaps even partially, at least know the basic stuff. Okay, this is how it works. So the first conversation that I had with Faris, after we were talking like almost after 2 or 3 years, and he asked me pretty relevant questions. How does this work? Okay, I understood that this is all related to books publishing and stuff. How does it work? How does it go about? So I was very happy that although he is my friend, but I was happy of the fact that he did a little bit of research before coming and talking to me. And these are the kind of people I have fun working with, And even when it comes to my mentorship, I wouldn't just hire any Tom, Dick, and Harry. There's something called the vetting process, where I vet the person, just to make sure that the person is properly aligned with my thinking process. Now, if I'm going to be working with a person who's stubborn, okay, who's very arrogant, cannot basically work on the tasks or the exercise that I'm giving him, I'd rather not work with him, because it's not the money. I'm not a greedy person. Come on, I'm a 6-figure publisher and 7-figure affiliate marketer. It's not money that I'm after, but what I'm after is to transform people's life, make them successful in their businesses so that I get happiness out of it. This has become my passion, period. So coming back to our plan, so that's gonna be the whole plan, to take Faris to the 10K road, all right, step by step. I'm gonna be keeping you guys posted and updated, although Faris is gonna go back to Saudi a day after tomorrow, but our mentorship sessions are gonna continue through video calls and stuff. And even for others living in the other countries, I mean, majority of my students are based from the US and Europe, so we do it often through the video call apps like Botim, and sometimes there are times that the messenger works provided my VPN is working without any hiccups and without any snags. So you don't have to worry that, okay, just because you are based in a country which is quite far from the place that you have access to, it doesn't work that way. Everything is organized in a very efficient manner by which you get access to me. You can send me messages anytime, you can send me an email. This is only once the mentorship starts, yeah, because otherwise I'm not going to entertain your random messages and so-called questions, because obviously if you have invested in yourself, it's all about giving you the right guidance, it's all about giving you the right information and taking you to the level that you desire or expect to be at. So take action, guys. Whatever it is, whichever mentor that you are seeking or want to get started with, take action, get started, because no matter where you are, no matter maybe you are already at a comfortable position. As Faris was saying, he happens to have a he happens to have a very good designation in Saudi, where he's working for a good corporate company. However, it's all about that determination to get started with something that you can call it your own business, your own asset, which you can keep working on, you can keep building on, and then by making use of that asset or that venture, you can keep building multiple businesses. Ultimately, it's easy to say, or it's easy to say that, yeah, well, I've got this dream, I've got this goal, but end of the day, what matters is how well you take the action.
You can dream all day.
Period. Exactly.
You can watch all your YouTube.
Exactly.
You can see all the cars running around.
Yes.
You can dream about all of the materialistic goals that you have.
Exactly.
But if you're lying on your bed and just watching and dreaming, then I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Nothing is. I did that for a phase. There was like maybe 6 months, 7 months where I was dreaming.
Sure.
And then I said, okay, this is not going to happen by lying down on my bed and watching YouTube and seeing guys driving fancy cars and stuff like that. So you have to take action.
And that also reminds me of something. Now, a few days ago, there was a guy from Germany who reached out to me and said that he would be interested in taking my mentorship. How he cannot afford it. So I don't know, well, if you cannot afford, then I really do not know what is it that I could do to help you out, because I'm not going to give you a loan. I'm not a bank, or neither am I a private lending entity that offers people money or interest or does all that stuff. I said, well, that you have to find solution for your problem, because I was at a similar stage where I didn't have money. I was in debt, all right, and I still went for mentors because I knew that my time was being wasted. In spite of putting out books, in spite of pumping out books, I wasn't making any money at all, So I felt, well, I can continue doing this for the next 5-6 months, but if this is going to be the way how things are going on, I'm not going to make it. And I enrolled for a loan, took money, invested in a mentor. From there on, well, the rest is history. Today I'm at a level where I easily make 6 figures every month from my publishing business alone, and have built multiple business offline and in other different parts of the world. And so can you guys. But take action, educate yourself, invest in good courses, get good mentors, no matter what the business is. Now, for many of you, maybe self-publishing business doesn't fascinate. But if it doesn't fascinate, then I would say learn more about it. Why shouldn't it fascinate you? Because this is one of the most easiest and the most convenient businesses to get started with. So definitely, if you can rake in at least out 6 grand to 10 grand per month, then why shouldn't it be interesting for you? Make use of this, or take this as a stepping stone, and then dive into other businesses, as what I've done, and as what Faris also is going to do, and as what many of my mentees, successful mentees, have already started doing. Some have already started investing in real estate properties. Some have started their own chain of restaurants. So there's a lot happening, guys. It's all about educating yourself, end of the day. Now, talking about this mentorship fees, there is no way that I can reduce my fees, because if I do that, it isn't gonna give me enough motivation to coach, mentor, or train you people. You need to understand that. Now, if you're short on funds, if you are a person who is just making $1,000 and is living or is in a hand-to-mouth situation, then please do not come to me. I would say save money, then come to me when you have the right funds. However, probably by Jan or by March 2019, I haven't decided the fixed date yet. I'll be raising my prices to $10,000 for the self-publishing mentorship program alone, and for the affiliate marketing mentorship it will go to $30,000. Currently it's priced at $25,000, and all this is being done mainly because I want to be focusing or taking care of the people who can afford me, all right, and at the same time I want to make it, I don't want to have hundreds and hundreds of people joining in. I want to have restricted people, all right, so people with the right amount of dedication, commitment, determination and discipline, who can take my mentorship and can start working on it full throttle, thereby ensuring that things work in their favor. So if you're someone who's out there watching this video, who's still stuck, who's just blindly buying courses left and right, talking about this courses thing, I remember there's this lady, okay, who hasn't taken my mentorship, but is a friend of mine, all right, and this lady, she's just been buying courses left and right, all related to publishing. She's still stuck at a level of $500 to $800. She isn't growing beyond it. And there was a time when one of my successful mentees approached her and told her, why don't you take Cassie's mentorship, you know? And she said, no, his mentorship is so expensive. I'm saying, oh yeah, my mentorship is expensive, isn't it? I'm charging $5,000, whereas you have already spent $7,000 for all these shitty courses and programs. Still isn't making money. So I don't know whom should I get to tell this to her and make her understand that what the hell are you doing? Your money is just going into the drain. She just doesn't realize this. And then I was like, you know what, just leave it, because we are not here to basically preach or, you know, get every person onto our bandwagon. So let her learn through mistakes. Let her get her own lessons, you know, by the as I say, you know, reality bites, and perhaps this is what she's encountering. See, what happens is, if you're gonna get frustrated, that's just signs of danger, you know, where either very soon you would quit, or very soon you would just be part of that, or you're just gonna continue being part of that vicious circle or cycle where you keep buying these courses blindly. I mean, I would say you don't need any small kid to come and tell you that what you're doing is completely foolish. Stop doing what you're doing, you know, and instead grab a mentor, grab a coach who could take you in the right route. Okay. So guys, hope you've got enough information from this, and I hope you all take action and start with your own businesses, all right, just like what Faris have done. So I'll be keeping you guys posted with more videos, all right, and at the same time with the journey of Faris on how he's gonna start crushing it. Till then, take care, be good, do good. God bless you all. Goodbye.